I am right now in the front bed. I usually call this my urban cottage garden bed because it has that look of different flowers and combinations. I also have vegetables in this bed. Hello there, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, I am so happy to be here with you today. I hope that all is well. While I was reviewing my garden, which is an English-style urban cottage garden, I started to notice that I did a lot of growing what we call a regenerative garden, and that I was practicing it without really realizing what it is. But right now, that kind of garden or type of garden is actually picking up the pace. It's trending now for 2023. And I love the idea of that type of garden because it's naturalistic. I call it a naturalistic garden. And so last year for 2022, I decided that I wanted to have a wildflower garden. And I had gotten some seeds from Lowe's, and I scattered them in the area that I called my urban cottage garden area. And I allowed the seeds to just grow up. I also planted seeds in my jewel garden area. It was a little overwhelming over there in that section, but yet there were so many beautiful natural plants that came up and that did not require a lot of water. Because last year we experienced drought conditions and heat, and just a heat wave across the country. And I found that those wild flowers actually survived the heat and showed up looking so beautiful in my garden. And I thought about this and I said, yes, that is exactly what the regenerative gardening is all about. Providing or using native plants that will grow up and not require a lot of care, but are native to the area and will grow really well, providing beauty and also food for the birds. Yes, so my garden became a safe haven for many birds. They came in and they hid in the hedges, and they also ate the worms because the soil was rich and beautiful and full with organic matter. And they also ate the seeds in the fall. They ate the seeds from the bee balm and coreopsis and other things that I had grown from, also the cosmos, and they were able to sustain themselves. So it was a really good place for wildlife. And this year I am contemplating doing it again, but maybe a wee bit differently because it was a little messy for me, but I found it to be a really good thing. So let's take a look at my wildflower garden and also what I'm calling a regenerative garden. I am right now in the front bed. I usually call this my urban cottage garden bed because it has that look of different flowers and combinations. I also have vegetables in this bed as well. As you see, the roses have finished here, and now we are in this lull before things just start bursting out. It's a mild day here in my Zone 6 garden. And right here in this bed I have the zucchini, and I have 2 tomato plants here, Roma style tomato plants. But then earlier in the year I had thrown out some wildflower seeds, just wanting to get a different feel in this front bed and just to see what would come up. And this is what has materialized, which is so beautiful. I've weeded out a lot of the things that I didn't want, but I then added in some other annuals in this bed. But I'm so pleased to see the cosmos and those little pink flowers. I don't know what it is called, but they are so dainty and beautiful here. I do love the color of the cosmos because they just work so well with the pink. I also see bachelor's buttons there as well. And I planted here, this is cleome, which will be opening soon. But we also see some other delicate flowers too in the middle. I love the California poppies. It's amazing because I had actually seeded out some California poppies in a different part of the bed of the garden, not realizing that it will show up here. And this is so pretty. So this is the cleome, and it will flower soon. And then this here, this is I believe my verbena. No, this is not the verbena. This is going to be bachelor's button. But I also planted verbena. And I think that this is going to be a poppy. It looks like a poppy. And soon that will be opening up here in this bed. But I just like how it looks. It's so fresh and so quaint. Also in this bed are our bee balm, which will open and look really beautiful. I have right there some sunflowers, and then I have growing around inside here as well cucumbers. And down in here are the zinnia starts, and also some okra. Okras. I don't know if they're going to make it, but they're in there. Hopefully they will come up too. If not, I'll have to reseed some more okra. But I just think this is so beautiful. I just wanted to capture this. As I said, moving from the burst of color from the roses that was there, and now to this beautiful, delicate display of wildflowers. I found that planning out what I wanted to see in my garden made it easy for me to design a regenerative garden. At the time, I didn't know that that's what it was, but yes, a lot of the concepts and the ideas of this regenerative garden was what I had thought about when I had put it together in my journal that I had put together, A Garden to Call My Own, the Intentional Garden Journal of 2022. And I do have an update, by the way. I do have the new journal that is out. This is called Moments to Dream Again, the Intentional Garden Journal for 2023. And in it, you will be able to plan out your garden, your regenerative garden. And one of the things that you would want to start to do first is to look at the soil. I also planted those wildflower seeds on this side of the garden as well, and they are looking very good. On this side, I'm just liking how the daylilies have shown up and are looking so pretty here. Soon we'll have a burst of color in this side of the bed from the bee balm, and you can start to see that they are showing up there. Right here, that is my hibiscus, and it returned. So when the bee balm is finished, I'm going to cut it back so that the hibiscus can get room to grow. But I'm so glad that it returned. I wasn't sure. And here is another one there too that has returned. Then behind it you can see the hydrangea that is bordering it. And they're looking very, very good. If you recall, I don't know if you've seen some of the past videos, but there were so many roses here in this border, and just a couple of weeks ago, and now we have a wildflower meadow developing here. And also, I'm so pleased with my beautiful oak leaf hydrangea. It's beautiful flowers there. But in this wild meadow of wildflowers that I put together, you could see the bachelor button, beautiful blue. And we have the cosmos, poppies to open, and also the California poppies. And look at this pink poppy here. Then we have the spirea, which is fading and just a beautiful plant. I recommend spirea to everyone. It's just beautiful from spring until now. Absolutely beautiful. And here I have also tucked in there a hydrangea, and I'm going to have to eventually give it some more space, but you can see it right there, a limelight. But yeah, I just love this for now, for this point in time in the garden, the cosmos and the bachelor's button. And you can see the roses. This is my mother pearl rose that just filled up this whole area, and there are a lot of new buds, so soon it will be blooming again. But in the meantime, we're getting all of this color from the wildflowers. So you could say that this is my wild garden, at least for right now. In the beginning of putting together a garden and really wanting to have this regenerative garden is to decide that you're not going to dig up the soil. No tilling of the soil, but allowing the soil to breathe. And one of the things you can do is what is called the no-dig method, in which you may cover the soil or the different areas with cardboard, which the worms love. They just love that cardboard. And then covering it with compost from your garden. So creating a good place to plant your soil that would be filled with microorganisms to make your soil rich and healthy. And that would be attractive to birds and other beneficial insects that would help to eat the pests that may come into your garden. Then also to feed your plants with compost and compost tea. giving them back what nature produces. And plant diverse crops. Now, I was doing that before it became popular. I would plant my flowers along with my vegetables all together within the garden plot. So that is something that is being recommended now for a regenerative garden, is to combine flowers with vegetables, because what it does is it attracts the bees and the butterflies, which then they pollinate your vegetables, and you end up getting a lot of vegetables. And I found that to be very true when I was planting my pumpkins and cucumbers and tomatoes, and I would put the marigolds, the bee balm, and other plants around it that the insects loved, the bees loved, specifically the bees, and the butterflies, and that caused me to have a lot of produce. They all grew together, being very, very happy in my garden. Companion planting, practicing companion planting. And that is just combining different vegetables or different plants together that will support one another in that ground, that space that you have planted them in. Right here in this section, I planted my squash and pumpkins and patty pan squash, butternut squash, pumpkins. Yep. And then also I planted corn. And I underplanted it with some butternut squash. I also planted in this area right here some beans. Those are snap beans. And I'm hoping that they will go up on the fencing there and be trellised. I'm thinking of adding some more. Oh, that's good. You can see the corn and here I also planted some more seeds. I think that is a squash. Not sure what I planted there, but I do want to add some cucumbers here in this bed as well. It's going to be full, but it's going to be productive. So this year, for this gardening year of 2022, I'm going to continue to do regenerative gardening, in which I'm going to continue to support my soil health, to grow some wildflowers, and to also make the garden attractive to birds and wildlife. I also am going to make sure that I use my journal, because my journal will give me, my intentional garden journal, will remind me of what I am focusing in on for this gardening year. That I want to grow a beautiful, naturalistic garden that is filled with plants that are happy, birds singing, bees buzzing, and that I am adding to the health of the world, to the health of the environment. Here I have the bluebells, and also I have the beautiful plants here, and it smells lovely. It smells lovely. And here is elephant ears with the alyssum. So this whole area smells so good from this milkweed. Look at the color of the milkweed. So pretty with the bluebells. I'm amazed at how this side garden has turned out so pretty. And we also have the daylilies coming up with them too as well. I want to be intentional in growing a healthy environment in my garden for myself, and also for creation, for the creatures that come in, the birds, the butterflies, the bees, and also for vegetation, to make sure that my garden is healthy and very nutritious and productive for 2023. So using my journal will help me to do just that, as I plan and rearrange and decide that I'm going to make sure that my garden is a garden full of joy and life. So come with me and join me here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. And let us make our place a place where we can be happy, but also that we can make nature happy too. And if we do that, nature will produce for us. Well, have a great day, and see you soon right here in Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. Bye. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.